Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be jumping right on in to some thermal expansion. So, I hope you guys are ready. Today we got a lot of stuff to go after. I want to start working towards getting these armors. At the beginning of this series, when I first started, I was like, we're going to switch between each armor set for extended periods of time as we work on those mods. So for the most part, with our dark armor, we kind of skipped that and went straight all the way through Ender IO, which is kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. And if we take a look at the tech tree, the only thing we're really missing is this Vibrant Capacitor Bank and the VAT. Now, the Vibrant Capacitor Bank I do have, and I can make. The only issue is I need to turn this off on the controller. Let's turn this off to disabled. It's like the same for the jetpack. Technically, I need the jetpack to go all the way out, but I can't really worry about that. So, Vibrant, let's take a look here. Vibrant Capacitor Bank. Now, I don't want anything to charge that, so I can claim it, and there we go. That gets us a little bit more money. Now, that's about it. There's only one thing that we're really missing from our whole setup, and that's the VAT, and also the item buffer. And each one of those I think we can make before we move away from Ender IO. Now, the VAT is its own beast. We should be able to make everything for it. And this thing we might use later on. It's actually a really cool machine that's used to generate power, but it doesn't generate that much power for what we... I mean, it can produce rocket fuel. And then we can use that in a combustion generator to kind of power some things. But I don't... In the advanced one, I think it's just a little bit faster. But like the VAT itself can be used to make a couple other different things. Like Dew of the Void and things like that, which is used in Ender IO for some of the wands and some of the other stuff, but honestly not too important for us at this point. And then we also need the buffer. Now this thing is actually pretty cool. This can buffer items for us. I've actually wanted to take a look at the inventory here. Basically, I guess if you tell it to keep one item, it will, and it'll buffer items for us, kind of like a chest, which I think is really cool. And yeah, that's another thing. Also can be pretty much used as a pipe. Now, this says it's configured. I hope that doesn't mean... I guess I can EMC those. Which is... item buffer is one you can actually EMC. So, I'll take the unconfigured one. And let's go ahead and claim the rest of Ender IO. So that's pretty much it. That's Ender IO in a nutshell. We've pretty much got it all done. Let's claim our rewards. We get $2 for those. Pretty simple. So, now that we've done that, let's move on to thermal. Thermal expansion is what we're going to move to, because we're going to work towards Flux infused chest plates, and this is a big part of thermal expansion. Cough core, all that good stuff, that is a part of Flux, and that moves us into the next tier of armor. I don't know if Flux infused is... It almost seems like the Ender armor that we have is actually better than the Flux armor, but I can tell you the weapons from the Flux infused stuff is better. Then we're also going to work towards getting these tools from this mod. So we might be sort of ditching these tools and moving on. So something we can do is make the armor stand from Bibliocraft. The reason I want to do these armor stands is because I actually like them a little bit more. Let's grab dark wood right here. And I want to make slabs with those because I want to use that from Bibliocraft. There we go. We'll make an armor stand specifically for our armor once we actually get it up and running. I'll put it right there. And what we can do, as you can see, we can throw our armor on here. I'm going to keep my chest plate because, of course, it gives us flight. But I do want my full set of Ender armor in here. So I should have my chest piece in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Ender plate, and there's our full chest piece. Awesome. And then we can, of course, throw this on top by like hitting P. And as you can see, we do have like our tools and stuff. I want to get a setup so we can have our tools and stuff on display that we used for this as well. And I think we'll put that throughout our base. So anyways, I'm going to keep these tools on us for right now until we get a little bit further, but we really have to start working on thermal expansion. I don't know. Is there a tech tree for thermal expansion? There is. Okay, so Pulverizer, Redstone Furnace, Induction Smelter, Magma Crucible, Photogenic Insulator, which is really nice, Alchemical Imbuer, and Arcane... What is that? Insulator? And then Fractioning Still, and then Aquatic Entangler. I don't actually know what that does. Catches fish, another aquatic life. Oh, I've actually never used that before. That seems new to me. And then the Eberil Extractor. Okay, so get started. Of course, we're going to need to make some of these starting stuff, or starting things. We don't really need a redstone furnace. We do already have power. So let's start on this. Now, machine frames is something we should have. I am going to need, let's see, a few pistons, I think. And redstone reception coils. So I know I have pistons in here. And redstone reception coils. Each type of those, I'm going to throw those in here because I know we're going to need those. And what else do we need? I mean, I think I have just about everything else. So there's our pulverizer. That'll get us started. A sawmill we really don't need. I don't think it's even on our list. I want to kind of keep what's on our list. I guess a redstone furnace is on here. And that should get us quite a few different things. Do I not have brick? I guess I don't. Clay. Let's actually make some brick. I'm surprised I don't have that. And we'll swap that out. And there we go. That should get us enough to save us some brick, which I'm really surprised we don't have here already. Alright. Brick saved. I guess there's something new all the time. Now I have normal brick. And there we go. So, brick. I'll get a bit of both so we can throw it inside here. Keep it on hand. Alright. So yeah, redstone furnace, that's another thing we're going to work towards. We also need an induction smelter, which is going to require an invar gear, which we should have. Yes, induction smelter. And this is another alloyer, the induction smelter is. The photogenic insulator, now this requires some dirt. And also requires a new type of gear, which we'll get later. We can't actually get it quite yet. Alright, and what else do we need? The compactor. That might be useful. I think we might actually use that. Because that can be used to make quite a few different things, like all of these plates and stuff like that. So let's actually make the compactor. The Magma Crucible, definitely going to need that. And this is going to require Nether Brick, which is going to require Netherrack, which I think we have. Oh, we don't actually have Netherrack. Okay, so getting started with Netherrack. That's its own thing. So let's get a barrel. And we're also going to need redstone and a bucket of lava. So in order to get what we're about to make, this is what you need. You need a barrel. You need to fill that with that. And this, with redstone, will actually give you a piece of netherrack. So it's actually our first piece of netherrack, because technically we haven't even been to the nether. So there was actually no need for us to go. So we have the netherrack, and it's just a void anyways, so there's actually no netherrack there anyways. Awesome. So now we have that. Now that we have netherrack, we can actually cook up some netherrack, same way we cooked up this brick, and that's going to get us some nether brick. Good. We can actually save that stuff. Perfect. And of course, we can take that and make ourselves some actual nether brick. We have nether brick and nether brick. Which nether brick? They're both nether brick. All right, so we have all that saved. Let's head on over here, and we'll throw all this in, and that should let us get a Magma Crucible. Oh, we need nether brick. Not this nether brick, but this nether brick. I love how they're named both the same. All right, there we go. And now we have a Magma Crucible. But we're also I think we're gonna need more than one Magma Crucible. So I'm gonna make two. And then I'm also going to need to make a fluid transposer. And of course, I'm going to make 2 of those as well. And we already have an energetic infuser. I don't think we're going to need a centrifugal separator or anything like that. An alchemical imbuer, that was something that we needed to make. I think we have everything for that. All right. We're missing Constantine, which Constantine, if I remember correctly, is copper and nickel. And I don't think we've made that yet. So let's go make some Constantine. And we can do that over here. Or we can make it, actually, let's make it inside of our new machine. So over here, we're going to take our Induction Smelter. Our newly found Induction Smelter. We're going to need a point. And we're going to power this thing. And inside here, we need to put these 2 together, but we need to take this out. So this would actually be for automating like ore duplication. But right here, we put these 2 together, and this is also another type of alloying machine. As you can see, we get Constantine. Really nice. So I'll save that. And that should allow us to get a Constantine gear. I also need to get a wireless setup for this, like as soon as I can. That would make it a lot easier on me. Constantine gear. Save that. And we should be good. Alright, so an alchemical imbuer, that was the other thing we needed. Any of the other stuff? Glacial Precipitator, we're definitely going to need that. Even though it's not in the list, we are going to need it. We don't really need an igneous extruder. We don't need an Oculus accumulator. The Aberral extractor, that is something that I've never made, and I'm surprised it requires that. So let's throw this together. Yeah. I'm wondering how exactly this works. Like, does it run off, does it need water sources? Much like, I don't know. It says it extracts fluids from a tree. No, that's not what I need, is it? Aquatic Entangler, that's what I needed. Aquatic Entangler. Maybe there's some instruction on how this actually works. So we need that one. And we also need this piece. The frame. And there we go. The Aquatic Entangler. Alright, item allocator, fluid allocator. I'm trying to think, is there anything else in that list? Oh, I guess we do need the arborial extractor, arboreal, that picks up from trees. I guess we did need that, so we do have it. Fractioning still, that was something we needed, right? Fractioning still. Pretty sure I passed over that as well. Yes, fractioning still. All right, and I think this is another part of the production of potions, if I remember correctly. Yeah, refines fluids into products. Let me take a look at the things that this can do. You can see right here, we can turn this into tar. This is also something that's actually used for power production in this mod. You can actually generate some pretty good power from this, but as you can see right here, you can also use it for alchemical purposes, which is pretty nice. Alright, so with that being said, that's most of the blocks. Let's go ahead and see what we can actually claim. I think we can do most of these, because we do have them on us now. And we're going to start using these as well. Like, we're going to be using them. Wow, we literally just claimed every single bit of that. And we only got a few dollars from it. That's crazy. We got a couple dollars for all of those machines. Oh well. But they are very useful machines. And we're also going to be using them to automate a few things today. Definitely automating the Magma Crucible and the Fluid Transposer. Both of which I'm definitely going to be needing to use. So we have our Magma Crucible, Fluid Transposer. We're going to put our Pulverizer over here. Also Redstone Furnace. What does it keep throwing in my hand? A Compactor. Not too concerned about the Compactor. Or this, or the Alchemical Machine. And the Glacial Precipitator. Not too concerned about this thing either. Awesome. So, cable. Conduit. I'm actually going to use the conduits from Ender.io for this. And that's just to reduce the amount of points that's going to be needed. So that should help out. Plus, it doesn't actually affect the glass. Which is another weird thing that the points do that I don't exactly like. And there we go. So, that should be pretty simple, and I can just continue to run the cable through the back. And right here, we can connect our point. Make sure it's automatically on input, which I think it is. Alright, so we are ready to start making kits to upgrade these machines. And then we can actually start working on the armor. Now the Flux infused helmet and stuff and armor, that's not going to take too long to actually produce and start making. But first of all, we're going to need to get redstone and glowstone. Two big parts of actually making these upgrade kits. Alright, so redstone I'll put over here. Glowstone, I'll get those producing. Each one of these are going to have their own effects that we're going to actually need. And we're going to have to get started with that. So, alright, let's throw all of this in here. The Entangler, I would actually like to try out how this works. It catches fish and other aquatic life. But does it need water? That's what I don't understand. Information. Captures assorted aquatic life. Use bait to boost production. Must be placed in a body of water. Yeah, needs water. Which we don't actually have a body of water, but we can try and make one. Let's try and make one. Let's do one right here. So I'll just place water all in here. That should make that solid. It's in a body of water. Unless it needs to be like fully covered. Which is something that I don't know. And then you need some sort of bait. Like what is considered bait? Hang up your fishing rod. Is that something that we need to worry about? I don't know. We'll see if this works. If not, we'll come back to it later. I'm sure you guys know how to use it, and I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comments. That's not really what we're focusing on today, because we're mainly focusing on this stuff. Alright, so getting kits. Kits is what we're going to need to upgrade this stuff, so we can have machines that are even worth our time. And kits are what we're going to need. So we need, I think I've already made a hardened kit, so we have that ready to go. The next step is the Electrum Kit. So let's take a look at our kits that we currently have. Can we make the Reinforced Kit? Yes, we can. Awesome. Now we get into the Signalium and Resonant. That is something that we're going to have to work towards. Let's go ahead and get our Hardened. I'm going to make a few of those, and we're also going to need the Reinforced. Kits, and we're going to use those to upgrade our current machines, at least to a tier 2. That one's already upgraded. We can throw this on all of those, and then we can upgrade those even further. And there we go. Those are all fully upgraded. Or not fully upgraded, but they are upgraded to a point. Now, we do need to make some augments. And some of the nice augments are, for most machines, are the auxiliary reception coils. So we'll make some of those. And these are going to be very helpful for speeding things up. Each one of these should be able to get 2, because at this point we do have 2 slots. And there we go, we get chat spammed. Alright, so all these machines are upgraded and ready to go. We're going to be working towards getting a couple different things. One is Signalium, which in an induction smelter requires Signalium blend, which is going to require destabilized redstone, and we're going to need some, copper powder and silver. So silver and copper. Copper. And I think we need gold as well as a dust. Because we're also going to need resonant ender, which requires Enderium blend, which is, it's pulverized and platinum. Pulverized lead and platinum. So we need lead. And platinum. Not gold, but we might actually need gold for the lumium. So lumium's another thing that we're going to need to get. And lumium is also another powder, another blend, and it requires tin and silver. So tin, and we're going to need silver. We already have silver. Okay, so in here, inside of our pulverizer, that's where this is going to come in handy. We're going to just get us some of the tin that we're going to need, and then we'll swap back and forth. As you see, this is actually going pretty fast. That's because of the augments that we have. By default, this thing is not that fast. And that should be enough of that. We'll get some silver in here. Or pulverized platinum. There we go. Now we're going to need each one of these turned into powder. So I'll be right back once I get that powder done up. So now I have each of the different pulverized versions of the ingots. And as you can see, they're not actually EMC-able, so we can't actually use those for those purposes, but we shouldn't need it. We shouldn't need too much. We do need some buckets, though. So let's grab a couple buckets. And I'm going to put a bucket here. One for the redstone. That's going to go ahead and give me a bucket of destabilized. And this is going to give me a bucket of energized glowstone, which actually flips upside down, because this fluid actually floats into the air. So if you placed a bucket over here, you will notice this will actually go into the air and will just eventually, disappear. Same like here. If I placed it, it's going to go to the ceiling. And yeah, we'd have to pick it up from here in order to get it to go somewhere. Let's get out of here. Get out of here, cow. I'll take that. Thank you. But anyways, let's go ahead and throw that in here. Alright. Now that we have these two things, we can actually use them to make the blend that we need. You can see here we need, pulverized silver and tin, which we should have. Pulverized tin and silver. And a bucket of energized glowstone will get us lumium blend. And then we need the destabilized redstone. As you can see, it shows that you can't actually craft it, but you can. We need copper and silver. So silver, 3 copper. And that will give us Signalium blend. Perfect. Both of these things will be able to help us make these 2 ingots that are down here. And we need to do this in the induction smelter with some sand. And that's about it to get those 2. Now, I am going to go ahead and break this machine and this machine to clear the fluids that are inside of it. So the transposer now is empty. Also, this is empty. And we should be ready to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw some ender pearls in here. And that should cook up. And we'll actually start getting ready to make the resonant ender. So let's take this blend. Let's get some sand. Into the induction smelter it goes. Take this out. Place the sand in. And we'll put the Signalium blend in here. That'll give us that lumium ingot. This will actually give us the Signalium. And now these in themselves, they do have EMC. So they can be learned. Nice. And we also have some quests for them as well. Underneath the metals tab, we have a quest here for aluminum, and a quest for signalium, and then here's that quest for inderium, which we're currently working on. And I think towards the next episode, we're also going to be able to get into the Flux Infused. That's where this redstone is actually going to come in handy the most. So, we have this being done, which means we can grab a bucket of that. There's our bucket of Resonant Ender. That's about all we need for that to get Resonant Ender. And you'll see here, let's pull a little bit further. We should have the Resonant Ender in here. Right? Should be one of the ingots. Right here. Or Inderium. And the blend, all we need is pulverized lead and platinum. So a piece of platinum, a little bit of lead, bucket of Resonant Ender, gets us Inderium blend. And of course, same as everything else, we just need a bit of sand. And that gets us Inderium ingots. Not bad, right? That's not bad. And of course we can save that Inderium, because that's some really nice material. And we can complete our quest. Look at that. Inderium. And we actually get quite a bit for this. I'm going to save all that. That's a little bit of money in my pocket. There's 20. We're almost to 1,000. Oh, we are so close to 1,000. Guys, very close. And when do we get through our loot crate? This is a rare. We got a Disenchanter. That's actually not bad. I think we can even save that Disenchanter, yeah. So, pretty nice. We ended up getting a Disenchanter from all that. So we have all these different materials now. We can actually throw them inside of our EMC tablet, except for our tin. This is actually going to come over here, and that's why we have this whole system. And eventually we're going to get our wireless stuff set up. It doesn't take me very much to get the wireless stuff going. I think I'll put the wireless right here. Potentially. This is almost, let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels worth. So we could even put it over here, and that would be 6, 7. That'd be 8. So yeah, we could probably hook it to any side. It really doesn't matter. Probably best to be putting on this side with that has less channels used up. Or we can just actually put it right on top. That'd probably be the best. Just put our cable right on top. And we'll work on that probably next episode, along with getting most of our other stuff done. Sorry, I'm just killing all these animals that just keep spawning over here. And I also went ahead and got some snowballs. I don't know if I already had snowballs saved. I don't think I did, so as you can see. But this can actually make snowballs, it can make snow, it can make ice, which if we go ahead and get some water, just trying to show a few of the things that I can actually make. It can make ice, it can make snow pallets, and it can also make packed ice, which is really nice. And I think packed ice requires 2 buckets of water, if I remember correctly. Which is nice to get, because we want all those things in our EMC tablet. And there we go. So, not too bad for today's episode. We ended up getting all of this. I think there's a few more things left to do, real quick. And that is make the rest of the kits. So, what we can do is make the Signalium Kit, which requires the Electrum gear, and this Cryothium dust, which I haven't really explained too much, but you can actually make Blizz powder. You don't have to make a Blizz to get Blizz powder. We can summon them, which I think we'll do eventually, so we can actually get the doll. But we should be able to actually make this. We should, I think so. Yeah, the Fluid Transposer. We need a little bit of experience, which of course we have tons of. We have so much experience. And we need that experience to go with some fluids, or some balls there. We can actually change our experience here by me turning this off, like so. I can actually grab my active levels here, and you can actually export with this. So where we have a Fluid Transposer here, right, that has Inderium in it, we can actually do something here. Let's take this, the Fluid Transposer, right, that's what we need. We can set that there, set this on top, put this to input mode, at the top, which would be blue. Make sure it's just solid blue. Let's actually close out all this. So solid blue. On the side, I'm going to be inputting items in the other slot. So yeah, let's just clear this. This will be to blue. This will also be to blue because we're going to be putting fluids in the top then we're putting items into the side, and we should be able to just automatically produce this stuff. And I'm going to get a sink. That is something that I don't think we've made yet, but is in this pack. It's an infinite water source. So a sink is pretty simple to make. I think we have terracotta. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because we're probably running out of time. Terracotta. There we go. Very simple. We need 5 of those, and a bucket of water. And we should be able to actually make a sink. Alright, and then we need a fluid conduit. We have to have a fluid conduit. It's in our EMC tablet, isn't it? Yeah, I never exported it over to here. Alright, so now that we have our sink, let's store that, because that can be very useful. We can just set our, actually we can just set our sink right here, and this should pull water. We're going to set this to snowballs. We're going to set this to pull in fluids from the side, so blue. I think that will pull in automatically. Set the auto inputs unavailable. Okay, maybe not. We'll just set it here then. And then set this to extract, always active. Now this will receive water. We'll start producing snowballs. We'll set this to extract onto this side. And auto input, it says unavailable. Auto output is enabled. So that should output to this. And auto input, there's the snowballs. We'll set this to export. Push. And as you can see, the liquid experience actually builds up in here, and we can actually get some use out of this by using this to make Blizz powder. Yeah, you can do that. So Blizz powder in itself can be used to make cryothium with redstone and snowballs. Very simple. So we'll take some snowballs, and we'll actually make ourselves some cryothium. Because we should have access to it, right? There we go. Cryothium. We're missing Blizz powder, but that's okay, we saved it. And there's our cryothium dust. And guys, we're getting really far into this pack. Alright, so with cryothium, we should now be able to make our kits. So this one, we should be able to make. I think we have the signalium, so let's get lumium. I want to get all those different things inside of our machine here. Signalium, and there's our signalium kit. And then we also need aluminum gear. And this is going to require pyrothium, which we should have access to. And voila. Oh, we need our enderium ingots as well. Can't do anything if they're not in our system. And a resonant kit. And there we go. Both of those kits are saved. And I think we should be able to make the conversion kits as well and save those, but we'll take the signalium and enderium kits. And now we can actually upgrade all of our machines that are over here to their max tier. And guys, we're going to have to call this an episode. Look at this. Max tier on all these machines. And these things can actually be pretty fast when they're filled with the augments. No joke. When these guys have max augments in them, these things are pretty fast. The fluid transposers are really fast. These guys are really fast. I mean, these things can rock and roll here. Yeah, most of this stuff is done. There's actually a lot of stuff you can make with experience inside of a fluid transposer. So just keep that in mind. That you want to actually gather a bunch of experience early on. And that's why I had that obelisk automated over here. But guys, we're done. We're done with this section. All we got to do now is work towards making our armor. which I mentioned. And once we get this armor, we are ready to start jumping into a few other mods. And now that we have resonant stuff, we can actually start working on all the different tools that are inside thermal. So today was machine day, so we ended up getting a bunch of our machines done. Next, oh yeah, we're going to be starting to upgrade into some thermal tools. And there's a lot of new stuff that I don't know too much about. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support. And as always, thanks for watching.